Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a super important topic. What happens to the stock markets if tensions between Iran and the US explode into a full-blown war? You've probably seen the headlines. Tensions rising, military on high alert, war imminent. But what would actually happen to stocks, gold, oil, and the dollar if things get serious? More importantly, how should we, as investors, position ourselves to protect our money? If you like learning about real-world events in a simple, no BS way, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And hey, if you end up enjoying this video, smash that like button too. Section 1. Why Iran and the US are on the brink. First, let's take a quick look at the background. Tensions between Iran and the US didn't start yesterday. Back in 1979, after the Iranian Revolution, relations basically broke down. In the 1980s, things got even worse during the Gulf conflicts. Fast forward to the 2000s. Iran's nuclear ambitions put it back in Washington's crosshairs. Today, it's heating up even more. Iran has ramped up its uranium enrichment, sparking fears of nuclear weapon development. There's growing conflict between Iran and Israel, and the US always backs Israel. Plus, there are constant accusations that Iran is behind attacks on US military bases in the Middle East. Long story short, it's like sitting on a powder keg, and the timer is ticking. Right now, it's mostly minor skirmishes. But remember, major wars often start suddenly, sometimes overnight. Section 2. How a war would impact markets really? Now for the big question, if a major conflict breaks out, what happens to the markets? Let's break it down. 1. Energy prices would explode. Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil passes through. If the strait closes, oil prices could skyrocket to $100, maybe even $150 a barrel. It may result in higher oil equals global inflation nightmare. Safe haven assets would soar. Gold, the US dollar, and Swiss franc would become investors' best friends. In past wars like the Gulf War, gold shot up around 25%. Stock markets would tank. Risky sectors like airlines, tourism, automotive, and tech would get hit hard. We could see major indexes like the S&P 500 drop 10% to 20% quickly. Fourth, defense stocks would rocket. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman could crush it. In other countries, defense companies would likely rally too, like Aselsan in Turkey. Bottom line, commodities and defense stocks equals stronger. Risky growth stocks equals big trouble. Quick question for you. If war broke out tomorrow, how much do you think the markets would fall in the first 24 hours? Drop a comment. Let's see who gets the closest. Section 4. What traders and investors should do. All right, now the most important part. What should we do? First of all, balance your portfolio. Have at least 10% to 20% of your portfolio in safe assets like gold, cash, or US Treasuries. Trim down your exposure to risky emerging markets. Secondly, look at defense and energy stocks. Oil companies and defense contractors usually shine during conflicts. Keeping an eye on energy ETFs and big defense names could be smart. Thirdly, think short-term. In volatile environments, 3 to 6 month strategies are much safer than long-term gambles. Stay flexible and ready to adjust quickly. And most important thing of these suggestions, don't panic. Have a plan. Quick story. During the Gulf War, the Dow Jones dropped 17% before the conflict officially started, but 6 months after the war kicked off, it had gained over 30%. Remember this line, wars create fear, and fear creates opportunity. Write it down somewhere. So to wrap it up, if Iran and the US actually go to war, the world economy is in for a rough ride. But if you stay calm, stay smart, and have a plan, you can survive and even thrive. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more no-nonsense investment tips. Got questions? Thoughts? Predictions? Drop them in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe and stay profitable, everyone.